Trigger warning. Trigger warning, because we are about to discuss something that is so hard. So please, for disclaimers, if you feel like this content is not okay, please shift to the other lane. Because I saw an interesting topic that I feel like we should talk about it. Now, here we go, a white man of God. The man that is supposed to be leading people to Christ. The man that assumed that he is actually preaching the gospel. He is bringing sinners to Christ because Jesus Christ drags sinners to Christ, right? Or he led sinners to Christ. Now opened his mouth to say that he is a friend to pedophiles. I don't know if you guys get what I'm trying to say. Because I'm going to go out and roll out the clip so that you guys can hear exactly the words that he meant. And be honest with me in the comment section. If everything he said is actually supposed to say that as a man of God. Remember this saying, birds that work together do what? Flock together. But I will leave it at that. First of all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. And credit belong to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And with that being said, let's dive right into this video. And I'll be back with commentaries. For disclaimers, please, educational purposes only. Let's go watch.
The thing, they're going to be 5 years from now friends of pedophiles as pedophiles. I'm a friend of pedophiles as a preacher of the gospel that will bring them out of that grotesque sin, right? So I'm a friend to pedophiles because Christ was a friend to sinners, right? But the thing, I'd return to the pedophiles as a preacher of the gospel.
Y'all heard that man? Y'all heard that man? He's in that same cluster of fucked up preachers with Joe Webbin. They're all together, all of them. All of them are together. That man said he's a friend of PDF files. Him say that. Don't get mad at me. Him say that. That's your mates. That's your mates. But sure, we should go burn down cities. Y'all should stop going to these people's church. Hey, man. Somebody explain that to me. Hey, Christian nationalist, this your man's? Is this your king? Hey, Christian nationalist. Hey. While Christian nationalism and Nazism has been on the rise, the one other thing that has also been on the rise is acceptance of these motherfuckers. Your love of Trump is lost. That's some Trump shit. Get mad at me if you want to. I really don't give a fuck at this point. But truth is fucking truth. If y'all had not elected that motherfucker the first time, these people would have stayed underground. So in one regard, I can thank him for that. In the other regard, you put his ass back in there a second time after he literally broke every law that you have been putting down saying a person could not be these things and be president. Y'all put that motherfucker right back. Now you got people like this motherfucker calling himself a friend of the PDF files. Go back and watch the whole video. Go back and watch the whole video. Go watch the whole video. And when you come back, there's going to be a whole lot of incel passport bro motherfuckers that will agree with what he just said. To you, I say, save your breath. Go to the edge of an ocean, any beach, down in Florida, over on the East Coast, over on the West Coast. When you see that ocean water, walk through it. Run a marathon through that ocean water. Not on top, in the bottom. Go on it. Burgle, burgle, burgle. And to the rest of you, anybody who had a doubt as to why we have called these people dangerous motherfuckers all this fucking time, there you go. That man said that out loud. Hey, Barry Weiss, I cannot wait for the 60 minutes expose on this motherfucker. Whoa, I can't. And I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, if you stand with that motherfucker, you are the problem. I don't want to hear about Bill Clinton, Epstein, nah. We're not the ones that are equating pedophilia with Jesus. We ain't doing that. Ain't us. But that's what happens when you turn Jesus into Rambo and then you turn him into a pedo. Rambo, pedo. The same, I guarantee you, the Venn diagram between the Nazi boys, the Proud Boys, the Patriot Front, this motherfucker, and Epstein is a fucking circle. I guarantee you. Not hearing a whole lot about trans people touching children in schools or in bathrooms, but we damn sure are hearing a whole lot about Christian pastors getting arrested for doing the nasty things with the children's. Now, aren't we? And this motherfucker just came out and said, yo, I'm going to be a friend to the pedos because Jesus was a friend to the Men like this make more atheists in a day than I could ever make in a year. Men like that make more atheists in a day than I could convert in a year. What do you want me to do? Because it's true. I don't have to talk bad about the church. I don't have to talk bad about the church, the mosque, or the synagogue. They do it themselves. And all I do is sit there and go, yeah. I don't have to say shit. I never have to bash religion. Religion will do it for itself. I ain't got to say shit. People keep interviewing Joseph Webbin, that other fur-faced fucker, and this dude. People keep putting cameras and microphones in front of them and asking them shit. Now they just gave up the game. And I guarantee you, you can trace a direct line from that thinking, the justification and the normalization of the PDF files, straight to the Patriot Front, straight to that Nazi organization that keeps throwing up on bridges. Straight line, buddy. Straight line. Like I said, it is men like this that make more atheists in a day than I could ever convert in a year. Is this your king? Hey, Christian nationalist. This your man's?
Man, there's nobody out there that will sexualize you more than a white man does. Not white women. No other race of women. No other race of man. It's the white man. And if you played sports or if you've worked in like a kitchen or like a warehouse even, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Like if you stand around a white dude long enough, there's like a 80% chance he's going to ask how big you are, and like how many women you be with. And like, it's really uncomfortable, bruh. It's really uncomfortable because it's like you won't even be talking about anything sexual, but if it's slightly adjacent to it, they're going to try and work that into the conversation somehow because they have a weird obsession with black men and what they got going on down there. The white man's fascination and obsession with the black phallus, the BBC, is incredibly like unsettling and insane. And once you come to the realization of what's going on, you won't be able to look at it the same. You know what I'm saying? Because like for me, I didn't really mind it too much when I was like younger in high school, but like as time went on, I'm starting to notice a pattern. It's getting worse because I played college ball. You know what I'm saying? And once I got to college, it got so much worse, bruh. And just like anything, it goes back to slavery and the sheer surprise of what the Europeans saw whenever they came to Africa. Really, white men have an unhealthy obsession with like black bodies in general. But it's just like, since I'm a man, I'm speaking on like the male issue, the male part of it. And there's another aspect to this where it's like more physical, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like the white men want to have so many fantasies about overpowering a black man physically. And again, it goes back to slavery with like buck breaking. And there's not a lot of like concrete evidence that points towards like the existence of buck breaking, but like I don't put anything past these folks. You know what I'm saying? And they want to feel like they can, or they fantasize about physically overpowering a black man by like fighting them or just like straight up taking a life. You know what I mean? Because it's like they have this like irrational fear within themselves, and like under patriarchy, there's something that's going on in their brains where it's like there's like a little bit of like cognitive dissonance, and it's like I can't be a manly man and be scared of any black man no matter what they look like. So it's like they fantasize constantly about overpowering a black man physically in order to reclaim that self-inflicted emasculation. You know what I mean? Because it's like they want to feel like they have real power again, and that's why you get things like lynchings and blaming black men for sexually assaulting their women and giving themselves a reason to be violent towards black men. You know what I mean? So once you realize what's going on around you with like the white man and like the kind of questions they're asking you about what you got going on down there, you really like become extremely uncomfortable whenever like these kind of situations arise.
A tough one to talk about. I don't see any way around it. And let me apologize in advance to those white men who I am acquainted with and respect and love, but you've got to speak what's true. Pedophilia, victimizing of people who you have power over. In this case, the victimizing of children who you have power over. Has anyone noticed that in every arena, it is rich white men who dominate the field? We know Epstein, where it's so distressing that some of the richest men on the planet habitually sexually abused children. SA'd, I think I'm supposed to say, children. And they were tied together in secrecy, in keeping each other's secrets for decades. They were tied together financially. I think it was, if you deal with me financially and you become dependent or become intertwined, you're less likely to ever reveal anything about the things we've been doing in the dark. The same sort of ethic is true in churches, the Catholic Church, which for beyond decades, a century, kept the secrets of the white male priests who were essaying children. The same is true in small pastorates, small churches, where the pastor has a lot of power. Don't anybody say, oh yes, but it doesn't just have to do with that. I mean, a lot of women, still support these people. Sure they do. As long as women are in any way financially dependent on men, they're going to go along with almost anything, and that's just the truth. The latest, and I saw this morning on TikTok, and it was so distressing. The whole latest thing about we're going to declare certain occupational fields as not professional fields. I heard that and I thought, well, that's the dumbest thing. That has no point. What is the point of that? Well, the first thing I looked at was that, if you look at the fields, and I wrote them down, it's like master's degree in education, a CNA, which is a medical helper, physician's assistants, social workers, occupational therapists, physical therapists are no longer, and there's more, they're no longer, well, I thought they had one thing in common. They were the fields women were in. Now, what does it matter? It matters because if they are declared to be not professional fields, people cannot get financial aid to assist them in getting the education necessary to go into the field. Got it? No financial assistance able for a master's degree in education or physical therapy or physician's assistant. And why does that matter? Reason one, these are fields dominated by women. These are ways women can become financially independent, can become able to support themselves and their families. But number two, I didn't even think about till I saw it this morning on TikTok. And Creator, forgive me, please, for not noting down your name. These fields, every one of them that I named, are mandated reporters of child abuse. You get me? The white male federal government is saying, oh, they're not real fields anymore. Every one of them is mandated to report signs of child abuse. What to say? What to say? White men are the problem. White men, and white men particularly who desire power, money, are the problem. White men who cannot control their urges are the problem. White men who present a face of honesty and rectitude and caring, but who aren't, who are essaying children, are the problem. The secrecy is the problem. God help us all.
Number one. Offender type is biological fathers, but by far it is being done by middle-aged Caucasian men. Many, over half of them, college graduates. Many of them are educated, good jobs. This isn't just who we're thinking about. Like, they're technical savvy. And I think that it is time that we call them out. Like, that we can't stand by and stand back. Like, we have to stand up and say, not only are we not doing our job as men, it's actually the opposite. Instead of being defenders and protectors of our families, we're hurting and abusing.
Aren't present in the home, white supremacists say, as they ignore the fact that white men lead the nation in pedophilia and rape crimes. Let's stop pretending that you guys care about black issues and black fathers. Really, you just don't want people looking at white men because white supremacy demands to be seen as perfect. And if we take a look at what you guys are doing, it doesn't look too good. Maybe y'all let us worry about our community and what we need to do to make our community better, and you guys worry about all the mass shootings that are being committed. You guys worry about all the pedophilia and rape that are running rampant within your community. Because I'm really, really tired of white men pretending like they care about black fathers being in the household and black on black crime. You guys don't care about what's going on in our community. You just want to dehumanize us. That's all it is. If you really care about our community and wanting to make children safer, maybe focus on that. I think tackling white supremacy, all the pedophiles and the mass shooters that are from your demographic would really, really help our country and help protect children.
Full and re-traumatizing for a lot of survivors of sexual assault to be watching the Epstein files lead to absolutely no justice. Proves that thing we've always known inside, that like you cannot get justice no matter how much proof you have, no matter how many people want justice. The system is designed to protect men and perpetrators of sexual assault. It took millions of files and a law by Congress passed for them to release these files, and everyone can see them plain as day. Still nothing has been done about anything. It reinforces that feeling that we're alone and there's nothing we can do about it. But here's the thing that can give us strength in this moment. A lot of people in this world cannot understand something unless they've experienced it for themselves, or unless they've seen it with their own eyes. And I've heard a lot of people say, oh, those statistics can't be true, or it can't be 1 in 3 women, it can't be that many women, her story can't be that bad, I'm sure she's just lying to get famous. Or any number of excuses that are built into the system so that people don't have to believe and listen to the survivors. For those people, they're going through a collective awakening. They're being forced to see what happens behind closed doors. They're forced to see how much evidence there is. They're forced to see the system of power that's protecting perpetrators, and they're forced to see how elusive justice can be. This is a cultural awakening moment where people who have denied the reality of survivors of sexual assault are being forced to look at what really happens, are being forced to see how the world really works, are being forced to recognize that there's something we need to do about all of this. So when you're exhausted and hurting because there's no justice, the thing that cannot stop from happening right now is a societal awakening. And the thing that you can do that's going to make a difference in this world right now, today, is provide as much warm and welcoming energy as you can, saying, I know it's hard to see this for the first time. I know it's hard to grapple with the idea that this is real, and this is how bad it is, and this is the world we live in. I know it can be emotionally taxing to wake up and realize, oh my God, how did I live so long not knowing this was real? Those of us who see what's happening, join us because you're safe with us. We're not mad that you didn't know before. We're happy that you're with us now, that you see it now, that you can be a part of the solution. And we're here and we're ready to welcome you. And we have an opportunity that every survivor of sexual assault through the entire course of human history is looking to us to capitalize on. Everyone that's suffered in silence and in the shadows is looking to us that we have a cultural moment to capitalize on and change the world forever by bringing this undisputedly into the light of day. We have the chance to break cultural, generational trauma, and that takes a lot of strength. We have a chance to have an awakening and break the cycle generational cultural trauma. For those of us that have broken generational trauma, it takes a lot of strength, but that strength looks like warmth and love and acceptance. So when you feel like there's no justice, when you're angry and you feel like there's nothing you can do, remember that the thing you can do is welcome warmly more people into this understanding. Yes, it is this bad. Yes, what's in the files is real. Yes, what women say happened to them did happen to them. Yes, you cannot get justice. Yes, their systems of power do protect the perpetrators. The system is not broken. It's functioning exactly as intended. If that pisses you off, and if you want to do something about it, welcome.
Pedophiles, but allow me to defend pedophiles, specifically the ones who are so horrified by their own attractions that they spend their entire lives in therapy making sure they never hurt a child. Because when we conflate those people with the men in the Epstein files, we miss the entire point. So let's get clinical for a minute. In my opinion, there are 3 very different psychological profiles going on here. There's ego-dystonic pedophilia. You're attracted to prepubescent children and you are horrified by it. You're seeking treatment, managing intrusive thoughts, doing everything possible to never offend. It's unwanted and you're fighting it. And then there's egosyntonic pedophilia. You're attracted to prepubescent children and you think it's fine. There's no internal conflict there. That's pretty rare and extremely dangerous. And then there's the Epstein network. To me, clinically, this isn't pedophilia. This is narcissistic entitlement and power-seeking predation. They're not attracted to age so much as they're attracted to exploitability, I think. These are truly vile, scum of the earth people that deserve our judgment. And here's how you know the difference. Nobody accidentally builds trafficking infrastructure while they're trying not to offend. The file dump shows flight logs, private planes, properties designed for abuse, networks of co-conspirators, Ghislaine Maxwell presenting victims at party, telling them they're available. That's not managing intrusive thoughts. That is coordinated abuse as a social activity, right? Ego-dystonic pedophiles are consumed by shame, desperately seeking help. The Epstein network, Trump personally lobbied Congress to block the files, and they fought transparency and built institutional protection. One group's shame drives them toward treatment, the other drives them towards cover-up. Here's why this matters. When we confuse these groups, rich predators steal mental health language to avoid consequences. They claim sex addiction and check into luxury rehab, while people genuinely managing unwanted urges can't access treatment due to the stigma. One group needs clinical intervention, the other needs to be locked the fuck up. Ego-dystonic pedophiles are fighting themselves to never act. The Epstein network built private islands specifically to act. Don't confuse the two.
Why will you even be attracted to a minor? Why will you even have anything to do with someone that is not matured? Why will you even be interested in a minor? And why is it that when people want to justify themselves, they are going to be using Christ as a typical example of their life? He said, and I quote, Christ was a friend to sinners. So that is why he is also a friend to PDFIs, so that he can be able to teach them and draw them close to God. That statement did not sit well with me. That statement did not go well with me. I don't know for others. I feel like a lot is going on in the society already, and I think this man should be investigated. This man should be checked. This man should also receive a call of come sit down, let's talk. Because what I notice these days is them using the name of God in terms of they're trying to preach the gospel to cover up a lot of shit. And sometimes I wonder people that still go to churches like this. I wonder people that still go to churches like this. Because I can't see this online and you are my pastor and you expect me to still be coming to your church. It is a different thing that you went into the streets and then you are preaching to pedophiles. It's a different thing when someone confide in you and said, I'm a pedophile, and you now decide to say, okay, let's pray, let's cancel him, or direct him to the right people that can actually help that person. It is a total different thing. But for you to say you are a friend to them, that's what he said. He is a friend to them, right? Let's go again.
The thing, they're going to be 5 years from now friends of pedophiles as pedophiles.
Friends of pedo as pedo. Are you guys getting this statement? Are you guys getting where this man is coming from? Let's continue.
I'm a friend of pedophiles as a preacher of the gospel that will bring them out of that.
He is a friend that will bring them. He's a friend. He's a friend that will bring them out. Let's make something clear. There's this say that say birds of the same feathers usually do what? Flock together. A lot of people go into doing things not because they want to do it, but because their friends influence them into it. A lot of people want to do something not because they are so much interested in that thing, but because the people they so-called their friend is doing that particular thing. So if you're telling me that this man should not be investigated, that means something is wrong with you. You cannot use the gospel and you say you are a friend to them. You're not a counselor to them. You are a friend to them. It simply means there is a relationship between the both of you. So the more you keep hearing them talk, the more you keep hearing them do things, you, in one way or the other, might also be interested. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And credits belong to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you, liking, commenting, sharing, dropping commentaries, dropping super thanks. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are absolutely the best. And thank you so much for staying stick and hook with me to the end of this video. And yes, with that being said, I'm going to be back and I'll see you guys in my next one. Disclaimers, educational purposes only. Bye for now, guys. I love you. Mwah.